Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Shio, and today we are going to be taking a look at your July 2024 predictions. So we have three different groups to choose from today. We have group number 1s with the orange calcite heart, group number 2s with the labradorite heart, and group number 3s with the white howlite heart. So take a look at the groups to see which one is calling out to you. And for this month's reading, we are not going to go into the specific categories. We're just going to look at the overarching theme of July 2024. So I just wanted to give a little heads up and disclaimer before we get started with the reading. But once you are ready, go ahead and go to the description box for the timestamps for your three different groups, and I will see you there for your reading. Hi group 1s, if you have chosen this beautiful orange calcite, this is going to be your reading about what you can expect for the month of July. I just wanted to talk briefly about the stone that you chose. So orange calcite is a stone of creativity, and it's also a stone of the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. So right off the bat, I feel like this month you are going to be doing a lot of grounding and healing, and also listening to your gut instincts and going deeper within yourself. So I also think that you will be embarking on a lot of creative adventures, or you might have a new spark of creative inspiration. Now let's take a look at your first oracle card, and you guys have quest, and this says goals, deep shifts, carving out change, inner journey. So with this card, what I am seeing is, again, like, I believe that you are going to be embarking on a new journey, and it's going to be quite different from the paths that you've taken before. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the time we get so much extra stimulations and extra information from the outside world that we may not necessarily be listening to something that is true to our souls. And since everybody is different, it is, just normal that there's just a lot of information out there, but not all guidance and advice is going to be applicable for you. And so what I'm seeing in the month of July is that you're going to be discovering more about what rings true to your heart, what your gut instincts want you to follow, and you are going to have a better time focusing on what it is that you truly need to do and the path that you need to follow, the steps that you need to take to bring you closer towards your goals. And what's interesting is that this card actually talks about how nowadays people give you the advice of like, just visualize and your dreams are going to come true, etc. And while that could work for some people, we're all built differently. And if you understand human design, you will understand that we all have different ways of manifesting and achieving our goals. And so maybe this is a sign for you to understand more about your specific human design and understand what specifically would work for you. I'm also getting the energy that you guys could be manifesting generators, and you can look up a little bit more about that because I just recently started learning about it. But what this card wants to say is that there's more to manifesting your goals than just visualization. Although visualization does get you the things that you want, most of the time they are quite fleeting, because if you're not able to visualize your future, you're just going to be manifesting, I guess, randomly. And so the advice that this card is giving you is that it's telling you to go deeper and really figure out what your soul wants, and doing all that inner work, even though it might take slightly longer time than just visualizing, is going to give you the support as well as the stability from the manifestation that's going to last longer than you would get from just visualizing. Alright, and now your next oracle card, you have After the Rain, Silver Lining, Relief, Hope, Mercy is Over, Acceptance. So I believe that you guys are coming out from a period where things are either difficult or things have been very stagnant. And so the month of July is like the feeling that you get right after you have a very good cry, or right after like a really good rain where everything is nourished, everything is cleansed and refreshed. And so I believe that July is going to bring about this new sense of being for you. Yeah. I'm also seeing that if you are trying to overcome certain difficulties that you have faced in your life, that the month of July is going to be the month where you get to overcome them. Your next oracle card, you have the Wild Rose. Do it your way, embrace your uniqueness, untamed. So I really do think that there's a lot of change that's going on. I keep seeing this like visual of a snake shedding its skin. It's like you're growing out of the person that you used to be, and it's because the person that you used to be was somebody that was shaped by the people around you. Maybe it was a person that was achieving the goals that your parents wanted, or you're working towards something because that's what society said that you should do, or you're taking paths or steps along the way because that's how it's supposed to be done. And in the month of July, you're finally realizing that that is not how it works for everybody, and you start to understand that you are built differently. Your calling is different. And while it may be a little difficult for you to figure out the unorthodox way of being yourself, it is also very enriching and refreshing because now you can truly embrace who you are, and it's like an adventure. It's almost like a blessing that you don't have to follow a guided step to get to where you want to go, because you can discover and figure new ways out for yourself. You can trailblaze a new way of being because the reality that you're creating is a reality that this world has not experienced yet. And so, yeah, like unlocking that boulder, that wall is going to take a lot of effort and difficulty. However, it's going to be really rewarding, not just for yourself, but for everybody who gets to see and experience you unlocking this new future for everybody. Your next card is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So I really think that you've had this nagging feeling in you for a while that for you, life is just a little different. Not in like a bad way, but you just know deep down that you're following a different path. You're marching to the beat of your own drum. The advice that other people give you, though it comes from a good place and it comes from love, you know that it's not truly applicable for you. It's almost like you listen to the advice from other people and you go, well, that's beautiful. Like, I'm so happy that that works for you. That's not my story, but it's so good to know that, other people experience life differently. And so you realizing that is helping you understand that you are your own person. And as your own person, you're starting to figure out, like, what is it that you're supposed to be doing? What is it that's supposed to light you up on this journey, right? So if there's a nagging feeling, something that was tugging at you, something that you feel like, okay, I know that this is not the right path for me. I know that I need to change something. In the month of July, I feel like you are going to be more inclined to figure out what you need to change, or even just going ahead and embarking on that change. Your next card, you have Pleiades. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So you guys could be a group that is very connected to the Pleiades system. And basically they're just they're star seeds, and they chose to reincarnate on this planet at this time because they want to uplift humanity. It's almost like the age of Aquarius, the children who kind of bring this world into like the new light, right? So the thing about this is that you are working to pave a path that's not been walked on before, at least not been walked on this planet, in this conscious mind that we have right now. So nothing in our conscious history has taught us that this way of doing things is going to work. So it's almost like you have to paddle against the tide to, like accomplish what you envision, what you see in your dreams. Because when you talk about your goals and your mission and your dream to other people, it just sounds like a far-fetched idea, and people can't really even grasp it or understand the significant importance of it. And Spirit is saying, though it might be difficult work, in the month of July, that's when you start to realize that, yeah, like it's not going to be a very easy journey, but it's going to be the most rewarding journey for you. So you're going to figure out what it is that is going to light your heart up, that is going to help you to fuel and pave that next step along your way of doing things that your soul was put here to do. Okay, and now we are going to look into your tarot cards to see any further messages that Spirit has for you. Let's take that one. I was trying to shuffle, but Spirit's like, you're not doing a very good job at it. I'm not too good at shuffling these cards yet. But let's see what other messages Spirit has for you for group number 1. Any advice? Let's look for advice. Any advice that you have for group 1s going into the month of July? What should they be focusing on? What do they need to do? I know there's a lot of soul calling that they need to listen to, but is there anything else? Anything else that group 1s need to focus on? So I also want to say that, like, when I do these kind of readings, these tarot portion of the reading, the questions just come very randomly to me, so it's kind of different for every group. And the thing is, I kind of always want to do like a blessing. Like I just want to end off the message with like a good thing for you, right? But Spirit is saying that I don't think your group needs to listen to any blessings right now, at least not in this reading. You just need to know what's going to happen. I think what you are wanting to know is like the next step that you need to take, or some action that you need to move forward with. And if you want to see blessings that are coming towards you in the month of July, you can definitely check out a different reading. I'm also going to do a blessing reading right after this, I guess, because I'm really called to do that. But right now, let's just focus on the important steps that you need to take in July 2024. All right, so starting with the 4 of Swords, I think, yes, definitely going into your meditation state where you can go into yourself, tap into your subconscious mind, and really just going and having that rest and relaxation is going to be crucial for you, because that is the only way that we can truly connect to our soul. Soul calling, soul purpose, to our spirit guides, right? It's by going within yourself, not taking action, and resting your mind. Your next card, you have the Page of Swords. So what I'm seeing is, when you take that first step of resting your mind, you will have the clarity to proceed to the next chapter. You will have that mental clarity to know what it is that you need to do. You went from 4 and you jumped straight to the Page, and that is showing me that when you allow your mind to rest, you will be able to, I guess, surpass all the other things, all the mental burdens that could possibly drag you down, and bring yourself to the next step that you need to be at. And then you have the Star. This is really beautiful. I believe that you will have your hopes and your wishes coming true. This is also a card of healing. So I'm really seeing that in the month of July, relaxing your mind and resting your mind is going to bring about a lot of healing energy for you. It's going to heal you from the stress that you've been feeling, and it's going to give you better mental clarity. Your next card you have is the 5 of Pentacles. So I do think that the month of July, you might not necessarily feel like there's a lot of progress happening in your material life, if you are building a business or if you're building a career, if you're trying to go for a race, just I just feel like this is not necessarily the month that you will see a lot of physical material changes happening for you. However, all the work is happening on the inside. All the work is happening at the soul level, at the mental level, in your sacral chakra. You're learning and figuring out how to declutter and get rid of all the, I'm thinking like all the grease like that is stuck in the pipe, so that the water can flow very efficiently and very smoothly. So this is the month where you're doing all that inner work. So Spirit says that it's okay if you don't see progress in your material life. It's okay if you look at your material life and you're like, oh, nothing is really happening. I feel like I'm disconnected from this material world. That is fine for this month. The time will come where you will have to take action and move towards, the material gains, but July is not the time. And then your next card, you have the Hierophant. So this is, oh, you have another 5 as well. So 5s could be very significant. You could be seeing a lot of 555s as well. So 5 is a number of change. There is really a lot of inner change that is going on for you. And with the Hierophant, what I'm seeing is that is like this new commitment that is true to your soul. I'm seeing things like committing to the Akashic records, committing to what your soul is sent here to do. And it's almost like you are walking through this like Torii gate and stepping into this new version and this new being of yourself. And you are making a pact with this spiritual figure, and this I'm seeing is probably your spirit team, your higher self. You're making a pact, making an agreement with them that you are now going to be an entirely different person who manifests in a different way, who goes through life in a different way, who listens to more of their calling. And because you are changing into the being that you're supposed to be, you're making a pact with them that they're going to bring you the blessings after this inner work is done. And then, ooh, you have the Sun. Really beautiful cards, I think, for you guys, group number 1. And with the Sun card, I think that once all this work is done, the month of July is complete, you are going to be in a state of proper alignment. You are going to be glowing and beaming and entirely happy because you are now more aligned than you were before. You have now decluttered the things that no longer serve you mentally, and you understand now the path that you need to be on. You understand the actions that you need to take. Even if you don't know the end goal, you know what the next step is going to be, and that is going to bring you a lot of happiness by the end of the month. I still think that you'll have a lot of happiness in the month of July. However, definitely by the end of July, you will be a lot happier than you have ever been before. And that comes from just understanding yourself and self-discovery. All right, let's do 2 tea leaf cards to see the final 2 messages that Spirit has for you. We do have a month card come out, so I'm curious to see what that is. And yeah. Okay. So starting with the month card, you have May. This card comes out so often in my readings, but I think that I feel whenever this card comes out, I just have this feeling that this is a transformation that you have taken, and the change that has been happening since May and in the month of July is finally wrapping up. You have gone through, that's why like you had the After the Rain card, because you've gone through a lot of shedding, a lot of relearning, a lot of trial and error, the ups and downs, just trying to understand your purpose and your goal in life. And for the past 2 months, it's been a lot of work that you have put in, and it's finally wrapping up so that you are now ready to embark on a new adventure after this month. And then you guys also have kangaroo, and this says unsettled times need to plan ahead. So again, I think this goes back with the same like May feeling. So I feel like you have been needing to plan your next steps that you need to take. I also think that yeah, I think that you need to plan ahead in a sense that like you need to now start taking or walking towards your goals in your most authentic path, right? Like it's a path that, like we've said before, it's not something that you have taken before. So there is that need to plan because no one has walked that path before. So take that time to figure out how it is that you want to walk this path that is true to just you. You don't have to listen to what other people tell you. Like, they are great inspiration and advice, but you don't have to follow in their footsteps just exactly like them. You can do it your own way. And I wanted to end off this reading with your self-care card so that you can implement this specific guidance throughout the month of July. So this says power. No more being a good girl, but it doesn't matter what gender you identify with. And this card says the ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. So again, like, I really just think that you are going to step into your power and be your truest, most authentic self, right? Because that is your superpower. Being true to yourself is your superpower. And it's really drawing the boundaries of not committing to something too quickly. Like, if someone asks for your help, saying yes without even like thinking about whether you want to actually help or not, so things like that, like just understanding your boundary, giving time to yourself so that you can put your needs first, at least for this month, putting what is important to you first instead of listening to what other people say that you need to do. So just a whole month of self-empowerment, self-realization, and like just understanding the paths that you need to take moving forward. That is the message that I'm getting for you for what's coming in July 2024. Thank you so much for spending time with me and doing this reading with me. If you like this, you can leave me a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hi Group 2s, if you have chosen this lepidolite, this is going to be a reading about what to expect in the month of July for this year. So I think in the intro I said the crystal name wrongly, but lepidolite is a peace stone, and this helps you connect your mind, body, and spirit. It harmonizes everything and really just helps you ease your mind, reduce anxiety, reduce a lot of mental issues, and bring peace to yourself. So right off the bat with the stone that you chose, I believe that the month of July is supposed to be bringing you a lot of mental clarity and mental peace, as well as helping you go through the steps to bring about that peace in your inner world. Now let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle card. So your first card is the Pyramid, amplification, harmonic resonance, cosmic union. So this is interesting because with cosmic union, I immediately got the message that if you are looking for your divine counterpart to find a partner, July is definitely going to be the month where you start getting into the alignment with that significant person. So it might be a month where you meet them. You might not necessarily start any kind of relationship with them, but this person that's meant to be in your life, that's meant to help you grow, is going to enter your life in the month of July. So I see that happening. I'm also seeing with the cosmic union, for the most of us, the collective, we are getting into union with our higher self. We are getting into alignment with our best version of ourselves. And this month is where you start to change that frequency that you are resonating from your heart. And that frequency changes into the same frequency that your higher self has. So I believe that this is the month that's going to start out for you. And with the pyramid and the amplification card, what I'm seeing is that with this water that is at the bottom of the pyramid, I'm seeing that the energy of the water is traveling up the pyramid and it is getting amplified as it reaches the top, and it spreads across the entire atmosphere and rains down upon everybody. So that, as a representation of how you are going to be, is that you're going to draw out from your emotions and you'll figure out how to channel your feelings from your heart, your desires, your wishes, and how to channel it outwards, and almost like the desires coming out through your crown chakra, connected to your higher selves and your spiritual team, and the energy, the idea being manifested all around your surrounding. So group ones, in group ones, we talk a little bit about the human design, because I just recently got into learning about them. And what I'm getting from group twos is that you guys are really giving off the manifestor vibe. And what that means is like you are able to just initiate and basically visualize what you want to achieve, and it will just appear in your world. The only important thing that you need to do is that you need to have a clear channel from your heart, so your emotions, and allow it to ascend upwards to the crown chakra so that it can be projected into the universe. The desire can be put out into the universe through meditation or visualization, and then you will see it being reflected in the surroundings around you. You don't even have to necessarily do anything about it. All right, so your next oracle card, you have the Thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication. Again, okay, so I think I'm just really focused on the clear communication part. Like, it is very, very important for you to be very clear with exactly what you want. I think July is the month where you need to really figure out what you're trying to manifest. I know half the time we're just like, I want to manifest a good life, but what does that look like for you? Who is in that good life with you? Who is surrounding you? What are you doing? Where are you living? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? The more specific you get, the better the manifestation is going to be. And I think Spirit is also saying that at this time, you are also very, very well protected. So even though you're not really taking a lot of action, you are protected spiritually, so that you are able to be in that safe zone to tap into your heart and have a clear communication with your spiritual team. Yeah, it's like, imagine somebody is just sitting down and meditating. They are very vulnerable because their eyes are closed. They don't really know what's going on in their surrounding. They are tapped into a different zone. And Spirit is saying, we are putting a bubble of protection around you so that it's safe for you to retreat into meditation. It's safe for you to take the moment to connect with us. Nothing is going to happen to you in the moment that you are connecting. So make sure that you're using this protection bubble to its potential by connecting to us as much as you can in the month of July. Your next card, you have a lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this so-called gather. So again, I think your spiritual team is calling you to connect with them. is calling you to communicate with them. I think they want to impart this skill of clear communication, concise communication, so that you are able to manifest your truest desires. And Spirit is saying that they wanted to remind you that you are not just an ordinary person. You are from a lineage of I'm just seeing a very strong feminine energy. If you believe in witchcraft, then maybe you come from a strong line of witches, just beings, women who are very empowered. And Spirit says that you need to believe in your own power, because you are born in this lineage for a reason. You came into this family line for a reason, because you have the same power, the same goddess energy that these people, your ancestors, had. So I think your ancestors are saying that you can tap into the powerful feminine energy that they have and use that to your advantage to continue to manifest what you want to achieve. Your next card, you have Trust the Niggle. What is a niggling feeling trying to tell you? So this again reminds me of a coven. So I really do think that you come from a family line of very strong, empowered women. And even if you might not have the best relationship with the women in your life right now, I do think that your ancestries go back to a very strong lineage, very strong female power. But I also believe that in the month of July, it is very important for you to really listen to your heart and tap into that niggling feeling. So if there are certain things that you do in your day-to-day life that suddenly just doesn't feel right to you, take a moment to see why it is no longer resonating with you, and see if there's anything that you need to do to cut yourself away from those situations or those people. Yeah, there's a lot about like really listening to your heart that's coming up for you in the month of July. And then you have Inner Temple, Devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Yeah, we were just talking about this. So it is really important for you to understand, tune into your heart. What does your heart want? What does your heart want to manifest? What do you want to pursue? What kind of people do you want in your life? You know, what is your truest desire? I think right now you're not very specific. You're not very clear. And I don't even think you absolutely know what you want. Do you have maybe like a vague idea of the things that you want to manifest, but you don't know what it is exactly and why you want it? So really tapping into that inner knowing, your inner sense of being, is going to help you bring forth all these manifestation. So yeah, like to sum up the oracle portion of this reading, I just really feel like the month of July is a month where you need to figure out what it is exactly that rings true to your heart. It's a lot of inner work. I'm seeing a lot of like cleansing, decluttering, really understanding who you are on the inside. And once you have that clear channel of communication, you will see that by the following months, your life is going to transform in ways that you have not even dreamt of before. All right, so now let's get into the tarot cards to see further messages. So we're going to take a look at, for you guys, the advice that Spirit has for you in the month of July. The steps that you need to take, what do you need to do, what do you need to get rid of, what do you need to focus on. Let me see. Okay, I guess we can I need to reshuffle these cards because they're brand new, so some of them stick together, and I didn't want to take like the cards that came out in order because they're stuck together. So we'll take that one card, and then Spirit, can I have more advice on for group number 2 on what they need to do, what they need to focus on? Let's take that. Let's take that. Let's keep going. Let's take this two, and then we need one more. Can we get one more message for group number 2s? There we go. All right, so let's see what you guys got. So the first card that came out is Judgment. Again, this is like, answering the call, transcending to a whole new level of being. You're being guided by a higher power, by spirit, to really rise from the person that you are right now, right? So yeah, I just see a lot of transformation happening in the month of July, just ascending to a whole new level. And then your next card, you have, this is the 8 of Pentacles. So 8 of Pentacles is putting in the hard work. So with the advice from Spirit is that you should continue to work on the things that you are working on. Continue to persevere, continue to do the consistency that you have been working with, even though you're being asked to tap into your heart and be clear of what your goals are. July isn't necessarily the month that you need to be switching your goals around, because you need to have consistency so that you can focus on what you need to change, right? If you change too many things at once, like let's say you start meditating and so you stop going to work, or you stop putting in effort at work, you're changing way too many things. You're focusing on one thing, but you're also affecting everything else. Spirit is saying, don't do that. Make sure that even though you're focusing on one aspect, clearing your heart space, making sure you're clear about what you want to achieve in your life, you still continue to put in the effort to be consistent in other aspects of your life too, because that is important. You still need that stability. All right, your next card, you have 9 of Pentacles. So I think with you building that stability, you would also still gain that, you'll gain that skill to build a stable, reliable future for yourself, right? Like you're building that consistency, that perseverance, the tenacity, and that is going to lead you to build a stable future for yourself. I also do see that the month of July, you are going to be blessed financially. So the job that you've been working at before, you're going to continue to get the good pay. If you're looking for a pay raise, then, if you have put in the effort to work extra hard the past couple of months, then you will definitely reap the reward of the effort that you put in. Basically, financially, materially, whatever effort you've put in before, you'll see the rewards of it start to grow and blossom in the month of July. So you will see the gains, but you still need to continue working towards it, even though you do see the gains coming out for you. And yeah, like, not to disregard the spiritual message that was given to you in the oracle portion of this reading, but also to have a balance between the spirituality and the material action, tangible things that you do in your day-to-day life. You also have 4 of Wands. So this is stability. I see this as your 11-11 card. So if you see 11-11s a lot, that's just confirmation, affirmations, encouragement from the universe to keep going on this journey that you are on. And with this, we did talk about cosmic union. So if you are wanting to get into a relationship with somebody, into a union, I just saw 1515 as I looked up on the camera. And guys, I never look up on my camera to look at the time, and it's also never like repeating numbers. So it's just a lot of confirmations and signs from the universe that things are going to work out for you. You have a beautiful union that's coming, a beautiful stability, a time to celebrate that is coming in for you. If you continue to put in the effort to work on not only ascending yourself mentally and emotionally, but also encouraging yourself to continue with the persistence, or like the consistency of your work. And then you have the Lovers. This is so cute. Okay, you know how we talked about 1515? If you add it up, you get 6, like 15 adds up to 6. So Lovers is the 6th card. I thought about it, I just didn't say it. And for this card to come out, I really think that July, if you are not into love, like you're in a very stable relationship, I see that there might be a renewal of the commitment that you have with your partner. There might be a new refreshing take on your relationship. But if you are looking for a cosmic love, a divine union, I really do see that July is going to be the month where you are going to be in the energy of attracting such a partner. So yeah, and the Lovers also, talks about being in connection with yourself, being in union with yourself, your soul purpose, your true calling. So that if you don't want love, that will be the message for you. But those of us who are looking for a loving relationship, I do see that the person who can provide that for you is going to come in. You're going to meet them in the month of July. I don't think you would necessarily know or see them though, like especially with this Lovers card, like she is a little unaware of his presence, right? Like she doesn't see him. He's just coming in from the forest with all the butterflies and stuff. So you might not be aware of this person's existence in the month of July yet, or you might not see them as like a potential partner. They're just going to come into your life. Or maybe you might, it could be somebody that you already know, but you might just start to like talk to them a little bit more, get to know them a little bit better, become friends. That will eventually lead to that beautiful union that we are seeing in your reading. And then you have the Ace of Swords. So I really think that you are also going to get mental clarity by the end of the month to know what it is that you need to do. So Ace of Swords to me talks about that clear communication that is across your entire message for today, that knowing exactly what you want and being able to communicate exactly what you want. That is the Ace of Swords energy for you. So yeah, like I do think that you will be successful in achieving that mental clarity that is being encouraged of you to do in the month of July. I'm also seeing that if you were to really focus on that mental clarity, that you will receive all these blessings. If you go about in the month of July just being whatever and not really sure of what you want to do, then it's going to be harder for these things to manifest for you, because you do have beautiful manifestations coming about. So Spirit says, like, really put in the time to do that inner work and get the mental clarity for yourself. All right, so now let's finish off the reading with your self-care card. And I intended this card for self-care purposes, so that in the month, if you ever need a message of self-care or something that you can practice on, this is the card for you. So you guys got the card self-love, and it says, if beating yourself up worked, you be thin, rich, and happy. Try loving yourself instead. So make sure that throughout this whole month that you are coming from a place of self-love, right? Like when you are trying to get clarity on what you want to achieve and reflecting back on things that you've done before, not really going like, oh, I'm such a failure, I can't really even do all these things, like, oh, I have such a big goal, but how am I even going to get there? I don't even know how to do this. How am I going to get to step Z if I don't even know how to get to step B? So Spirit says, cut that out. Be nice to yourself, show yourself love, and watch yourself grow. Like, watch yourself water yourself and see the blossoms that you can bloom from yourself. If that makes sense. So that is the last oracle card for you, but we are going to be ending off your reading with 2 tea leaf cards, because you know that we hardly do readings without tea leaves. So let's do 2 cards to see final messages that Spirit has for you for the month of July. Let's see, can I have one more please? I'm like being extra delicate with the tea leaf. Usually I'm not like this. Okay, I think I might have taken too many cards. Let's cut that in half. All right. Okay, Spirit, can I have one more, please? Oh, and never mind. They wanted to give you two. So let's see what cards you have. You have Broom, New Home, New Attitude. So I think that you will be cleansing your inner temple. You could be moving to a new home and getting, you know, a new sense of self. But yeah, I just see a lot of cleansing that's going on, and you're going to bloom into like a whole new being. You actually have 4 cards that came out, so let's see. So you have Fly, a period of ill health, depression. So I think when you're doing the inner work, it might not necessarily be the easiest thing to do, to figure out what you want to achieve, etc. So there is this tendency that things could get a little taxing for you mentally. Remember to give yourself self-love when that does happen. Take the time off and really do things that are going to reinvigorate you, right? All right, it says next card you have is Claw. Be careful, do not take risks. So to me, this goes back to that 8 of Pentacle card. Like in this moment of change, when you're trying to figure things out, to clear out the channel, declutter, get rid of the dust that is on the floor, don't try to change too many things at once. Like make sure you're still working on that stability that you have. Like I believe that it's already something that you've been working on, so continue to work on it, right? Like do not take risks. Even though, let's say you might realize that this career that you're on is not what you want to do, don't immediately go and switch jobs. Like don't quit your job and apply for a new one. That's what Spirit is saying. Like July is not the month that you need to be doing any kind of change except for working on your inner self and getting clarity. All right, so be careful with that, because sometimes you might get overly enthusiastic and want to have all these change happen at once. It's not the time yet, so make sure you don't do that. And then you have dog barking, advice from a friend. So I think that either your spiritual team or an actual friend is going to give you really solid advice. But I'm really seeing this more as your spiritual team and your higher self. Like they want to communicate with you. They want to give you good advice. So that's why they're saying don't make any kind of hasty changes. We're going to help you through it. But first you need to really learn to listen to how we're trying to communicate with you. Because if it was as easy as texting messages to your phone, we would have done it. We just can't communicate like that because we are a whole different realm of being, whole different energy. So you need to learn a way to communicate with us so that you can hear the guidance that we are trying to give you. Group number 2. So that is the message that I have for you guys today and your prediction for the month of July. If you enjoy this reading, you can leave me a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hi Group 3s, if you have chosen this beautiful white highlight, this is your reading about what to expect in the month of July. So I'm going to start out by talking a little bit about the white highlight. This is a stone that is going to help you find peace as well as perspective. So I really think that based on the stone that you chose, in the month of July, you're going to be experiencing new insights and getting new perspectives on experiences or truths that you have gone through in the past. And now let's get into your first oracle card. So you guys have Holy Renewal, Rebirth, Creation, Cycles of Healing, Initiation. So this card, to me, it kind of represents like the death card. It's coming out of that rebirth stage and going into the unknown. So I really think that in the month of July, you are going to be transforming and changing quite a lot. And with the rebirth as well, I feel like you guys might have been a group that recently went through a tower moment. If you had went through a tower moment, you will know, like, it's already something in the past. And a tower moment doesn't necessarily have to be catastrophic and really bad. A tower moment could be coming to a realization of the boundaries that you want to set or what is important to you, right? Like a tower moment is basically just an initiator of change to help you realize what is no longer serving you. An example of a tower moment could be that you have been taking so much, like, you've been putting in so much energy working and not putting in enough time to rest and recuperate and spend time with your loved ones and your family. So a tower moment might be that you fall sick so that you are forced to take rest and take care of yourself, right? That could be a tower moment. Another tower moment is that for the longest time you've been lying to yourself of what you want, and then finally coming to this like realization that the things that you've been saying isn't true to yourself and it's not actually what you want. So then you communicate to the people that are around you your expectations as well as your desires, and so then they are, kind of invited to change the way that they have been or to leave your life, because like if it's a relationship that isn't serving you anymore, there's no point for either one of the parties to cling on to each other. So I just feel like this is the energy that you're going through right now, and going into the month of July, you're just freshly coming out from surviving or going through that tower moment that you have experienced. So your next card you have is Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So yeah, like this is about having faith, right? Like this person is just, walking out from the rebirth, from the waters of birth. And that's the same thing that this person is doing. It's like the tower moment happened, things are changing. You know that you have to take a different path. Now, if you trust fully that even though the path that you're taking right now, the changes that you're making right now is uncomfortable, if you trust that that's the best thing that's supposed to happen for you, will you keep walking down that path even though you don't know the outcome? Like having trust and having faith is knowing that even though you don't know exactly what's going to happen, you still have faith that what's going to happen is going to be the best for you, the most aligned for you. So you keep taking that step, one step at a time. So that's what you're being asked to do. Like coming out from a catastrophic moment is painful. There's a lot of change that happens when things fall apart, and it's not the easiest journey to walk away from, or it's not the easiest pit stop to have, right? It's not like sunshines and roses. So even though you're torn and tattered and change is painful, you should have faith that this change was needed. This change is crucial to you becoming who you're supposed to be, and that like Spirit is saying continue to walk down that path. Don't look back. Just keep going and you'll get to the beautiful sunshine at the end of a rainbow. And then you guys have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So I really think that you did a very important cord cutting, like breaking the chain, like unbinding yourself to some karmic energy previously, and that was what the tower moment was about. And now you're free to to fly freely. Like you're free from the karma of your past lives. You're free from the tethers that keep you grounded. And even though it was a painful experience, in July, you would be flying free from it, right? Like July is the month where you are a whole new person. You're a whole new baby coming into this world, and everything is now possible for you again because you don't have the baggage tying you down, and spirit is saying, what do you want to do? You know, your path is supported, and we're with you every step of the way. So what adventure would you like to go on? What would you like to pursue? What new chapter of your life would you like to write? Your next card, you have rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. So coming out from this dark time of rebirth, you are straight diving in to pleasure and love and all things beautiful. And I think that's just such a beautiful energy. It's just like a by tower, I'm good, I'm in a field of roses and they don't have thorns. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. I'm also seeing that July is a month that you'll be feeling a lot of physical pleasure. So anything that brings about like physical pleasure, right? Like it can be things that are sexual in nature, but it can also be things like eating good food, things that are like just super delicious, or maybe going to a cafe that is just extremely aesthetically pleasing, like things that are just really soothing and nice for your five senses. Like you're going to be experiencing a lot of them, and you'll have a lot of chances to experience these physical sensual pleasures in the month of July. And spirit says like you should embrace it. Like just enjoy every kind of sensual stimulation that you get. You know, if it's sleeping with your partner because it's just hella good, go do that and enjoy it. Like just be in the moment and really, really love the sensual pleasures that you're getting in the month of July, because you're going to be getting a lot of them. So that's really nice. And then you guys have trust the seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, growth. So again, like this just talks about change that's happening. Like you can see yourself changing. You can see yourself morphing. You're no longer a caterpillar. You're now a butterfly. Like you see that happening, and it's scary because you're like, I have known this version of me for so many years, and now I'm a different person. Like, who am I? What do I want? What are my priorities? You know, what is important to me? Why are all these things that used to be important to me before, why are they no longer important to me now? Right? Like these are the questions that you'll tend to ask yourself when you're going through this big transformative change. And spirit says it's scary, but trust in the cycles of life. If you see that you have the same lessons being repeated over and over again, sometimes lessons are cyclical in nature. Like just because you face the same problem twice doesn't mean that you look at the same thing like the same way. So okay, what I'm trying to say is, for example, if you meditate, you can meditate at the same time in the same spot, on the same day of the week every single time, but every meditation session is going to be different, because the wind is never the same, the sun never beats down the same way, the floor is never the same, the air around you is never the same. And in the same way, you can have the same type of problems come up again, but you'll always see it from a new perspective, because you're not the same person. You're not the same person as you were 5 minutes ago, 10 days ago. You know, you could have gained a lot more knowledge, and so when the same problem appears, you have a lot more insight from it. So if you're kind of feeling frustrated that you just have the same issues come up over and over again, maybe it's just spirit's way of saying that you're learning a lot more from these same problems. You've gotten past these problems before, right? You've went past it, and now they're back. You know you can go past it again, but what else can you learn from it? Is there a different lesson that you can grow from the same issue that comes up? So I think that is a realization that you'll be getting in the month of July as well. It's just a lot of like deep perspective and a lot of great change that is coming for you. Cutting out what is no longer needed in your life. That's fantastic. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't like a good declutter, right? So now, Spirit, let's take a look at some tarot cards to see additional advice that we can have for group number 3. So I know a lot of cards came out. I'm just making sure that they're not like, yeah, okay, they definitely are. So let's do that one more time, because this is a new card, well, a new deck, and I don't like cards sticking together and coming out like in order. I just don't think that's what the message is meant to be. So let's try that again. Spirit, can I have some cards of advice for group number 3? Advice for them for the month of July. What should they focus on? What should they be doing? We have 4. Can I have 2 more cards, please? 1 more. Advice for group number 3s. All right, I think we got all the cards that we need. You guys have no idea how long I've been waiting to do like this reading, because these decks are so aesthetically pleasing. I just love them. Okay, so let's start with your tarot cards. You guys have the High Priestess. So again, I think you're just going to tap into your inner wisdom and tap into your subconscious mind quite a lot in this month. The advice that I'm getting from Spirit is that you really need to go and follow your intuition. You know what it is that you need to do. You know the change that you need to take, and change is scary, but you gotta do it. It's important that you do it. So that's what the High Priestess card is talking about. Number 2s could also be very significant for you as well. Group number 3. All right, let's see what else we have. You have 6 of Cups. So this is really going back into your past and working through past memories, past emotions. I think if you're lost on the change that you need to do, or if you're seeking answers, I think understanding your past emotions, especially things that lit you up in the past, things that made you happy, people that made you happy in the past, going back to those memories and figuring out exactly why that situation at that time made you happy is going to give you a little bit of a clarity. I'm also seeing that there's a possibility of somebody from your past coming back into your life, like wanting to rekindle something. Maybe it's the person that was shaken up or pushed aside from the tower moment. They want to come back in and give you a new fresh offer of emotions, offer of love. Ooh, you guys also have the Star, and this is interesting. So okay, group number 2s also had the same card in the same placement, like the 3rd card of the tarot. So was it group 2s or group 1s? Dang, I can't remember. I think it was group 1s actually. Yeah, group 1. Group 1 had the same card in the same order. So if you were drawn to group 1s, you can go ahead and take a look at their reading as well. But I also think that, yeah, I said that this was a card of healing, of wishes coming true. So I think that deep down you do desire to heal from a past wound that you had. You don't want to have the same kind of trauma or same kind of baggage anymore. You want to get past this tower moment and really emotionally heal from it, and that is part of your wish to really just free yourself from the emotional chains that you felt like you've had in your life. You also have 9 of Pentacles. This definitely came out in group number 2. So maybe all the decks are, all the groups are related this time round, but 9 of Pentacles shows me that you are going to reap the reward of all the effort that you've been putting in thus far, right? So in the month of July, like all the good change that you've went through, that you've sort of implemented, in order for the change to happen, you're going to start seeing the beautiful fruits bear from those plants that you've planted, right? The fruits of your labor is going to come into fruition in July. It slowly start to grow into more and more abundance. So even though it is a stressful, challenging time for you, a lot of changes happening, a lot of discoveries happening, you will see the fruits of your labor. You will see the fruits coming into fruition in the month of July. So not everything is just challenges and hard work. You are going to reap some rewards from the efforts. You also have judgment. Okay, it's just the same cards are coming out and it's just so interesting. But yes, this is about the number 20, which also reduces to number 2. Yes. So 2s are very significant. 2 talks about union. I also think that you guys could be a group that are coming into union with a divine counterpart of yours as well. A union with yourself, a renewal of soul contract. But with the judgment card, I also see that you are transforming and changing into a whole new level of being, a whole new level of who you could be. And the last card you guys have is the 10 of Pentacles. So by the end of July, you are going to end up with a lot of financial stability, a lot of abundance. Even though you had to go through a lot of change and a lot of work, it's all going to pay off for you, and you are going to be able to build a fresh new legacy. What I'm seeing is that you're finally freeing yourself from your ancestral patterns, the past karma that is like in your lineage, and you have rewritten that story. You have rewritten what your family legacy is supposed to be. And the new family legacy moving forward is the 10 of Pentacles. Like, you have just gotten that realization. I don't necessarily see that it's going to be like, July is going to be the month where you're going to build the entire legacy immediately. Like, I think maybe for some of us, maybe. But I think for the majority of us, what I'm really seeing is that you are now transformed into this person who can make the 10 of Pentacles happen for everybody that you love and care about in your life. Yeah, so now we're going to end off with your self-care card, and this is a card that I have picked out for our different groups so that in the month of July, if you ever need some kind of self-care advice or things that you need to focus on for yourself, this is what you can focus on. You guys have the Sovereign card, and this is beautiful. This is like giving me queen energy. Like, you have the crown. You really just, yeah. It says, you are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like loyalty. Exactly. So I believe that you are also going to be treated like loyalty. People are going to see you and value you for everything that you are, the power that you have. But at the same time, I also think that you are going to, with this card, indulge yourself in simple pleasures, things that make you happy. Maybe if you wanted to take a holiday, 4th of July is coming up, to the beach. Maybe you'll be going down to the beach. Just things that you want to do for yourself, to spoil yourself, to treat yourself like a queen. Right? You're going to be doing that in the month of July. Okay, and now we're going to pull 2 tea leaves card. So I want to see the final messages that Spirit has. Wow, 2 cards came out. All right. It says, ink pot, problems to be resolved. So any issues that you have right now, they are going to be resolved. The challenges, they are going to be overcome. So in the month of July, all the problems will be gone. You'll be resolving them. And then you have firecracker with excitement. And this goes back to that sensual card where you're going to be like a firecracker. You're going to have a lot of excitement, a lot of fun, and you're just going to feel a lot of sensations. Like, it's almost like your physical sensations are like heightened, right? Like, if you go on a holiday, you're going to really be able to to envelop yourself in all those feelings. And anything that you do, just everything is going to be heightened, and you'll be a lot happier in the things that you get to experience in your day-to-day life. So yeah, group number 3, that is the reading that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and I really hope that it resonated. Do give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future readings, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!